Straight ahead on the program, we will talk closing day for the spring meet at Keeneland. Then we're going to head to the West Coast, a couple of graded stakes that we'll focus in on, one from Santa Anita and then one from the Bay Area at Golden Gate Fields. Racing in New York switches from Aqueduct to Belmont. We'll talk a little bet battle, recap some racing from last weekend. We've got lots to discuss, so strap yourself in. Get ready for another episode of Racing Around the World presented by HPIbet.
Has a bit of a break on them. Euphoria kicks away, starting to run on a bit out wider is Hadar, but the favourite will get up. Euphoria will go on and score. Euphoria wins the Satsuki show. In for second was title holder rattling home third, maybe Stella Veloce.
Japanese fillies Triple Crown started with an undefeated filly, while the boys got their turn last weekend, Jason, and Euphoria continued that trend. Another undefeated, talented-looking colt.
19th undefeated colt to win that classic for the 3-year-olds. Fireworks at Nakayama. From a riding perspective, Chad, how about 22-year-old Takashi, I should say, Yokoyama? That's his first ever Grade 1 win. His father got one back in the day, Norihiro, so they're actually just the third father-son team to win a Grade 1. And maybe we get that Triple Crown this year.
$2 million race as well. That paycheck will look pretty good, that's for sure. Congratulations to them. We had big racing here in North America as well. A couple of $1 million races from Oakland plus Keeneland with a special Canadian star getting a win. Let's recap the action from here.
State is in with a chance. Fearless is at the rail, and Owendale make it 6 across the racetrack. Silver State emerges. He's got the lead. Owendale, Fearless up the rail. Silver State, Fearless, Silver State. But Latruska is battling on bravely. Monomoy Girl a length. Latruska doing her level best. Monomoy Girl, Latruska battling back. Latruska, Monomoy Girl, Latruska!
Say the word with a head in front. Channel Cat is fighting on in the second position. Fantasioso Crafty Daddy, the North Dakota fifth. Say the word in front for Luis Saez. His third win on the day. Say the word has won the Elkhorn.
I got to put you right on the spot here, Porty. This isn't going to be easy because you've got 3 races to choose from. You had the 5-1 winner in the Oakland Handicap. What a heck of a finish with Latruska battling back in the Apple Blossom. And then you get Canadian royalty winning in the Elkhorn. Who do you choose as the highlight?
All 3 upsets, but I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to go say the word. That was an impressive win at Keeneland. That was his first score since taking the Grade 1 Northern Dancer at Woodbine with Emma Wilson in the tack. But not going to knock a horse that's won 5 in a row in Silver State, or the very gallant, repelling of Monomoy Girl with Latruska. But I'm going to say the word.
All right. Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. We love seeing those Samsung colors crossing the line for so many times throughout that illustrious career for that farm. All right, let's get into this weekend. All right, we've got lots to discuss. Still a busy schedule, as we always anticipate. We've got some new tracks kind of coming back. Belmont kicked their meet off on Thursday. Jason, Churchill back into the mix as well. Lots of harness, but we know that it's next weekend that we're really going to be having our eyes on Churchill Downs.
Oh, 100%. Ladies first, just the way it should be,
yes,
with the running of the Oaks on Friday, and then the boys get their chance on Saturday. And speaking of Churchill, this Saturday, primetime, under the lights, William Walker, 5.5 on the grass, post time 11:10. Make that 10:11. So stay up late, if you will. Looking forward to that. Pimlico's in action. Of course I'll be up. You know me. Of the 72 hours we're showing you here on HPI, I'm there for about 71 and a half of them.
I love it. I love it. As far as stakes races, what are we looking forward to? Belmont with the affirmed success on the Friday. They got the elusive quality on the Saturday card, but some graded stakes. There's that William Walker you talked about. Golden Gate, a big weekend for them. They've got a lot of great stakes races on Saturday, headlined by that Grade 3 San Fran Mile. But then on Sunday, they've got a couple for the state breds as well. Pimlico with a bunch of 6-figure races. that you can track as well. And you can catch all of this racing action, watch and wager through HPIbet. And there's the Grade 2 Santa Margarita. We'll talk about that compact, but talented field for that $200,000 race coming up. So more to watch for this weekend, Jason, is a lot of familiar faces for those of you that follow our product. As we know, the shutdown situation, has kept us from racing, and, hopefully we get there soon. But guys have moved their operations. Trainers going to other tracks, but you're going to start seeing Bob McClure driving in the States. Doug McNair's got a bunch this weekend at a whole bunch of different venues. Who else? Louis Waugh, Jody Jamieson, Trevor Henry, and who knows? I just haven't been asked to go drive anywhere.
Not yet. Get those colors ready. You never know. And, it's unfortunate, but the reality is this. It's a business, right? People need to make money, put the food on the table. And with so many unknowns in terms of Ontario racing, I get it. Speaking with Josie Carroll as a trainer, she said it's hard to, do what you want to do when you don't know when you're going to be able to do it. So trying to get these horses ready, and owners are paying bills and not getting any money back. Hopefully, Chad, it's soon. But the good news is this. Every day you and I get up, we are one day closer to being back.
Glass half full guy. I love it. I love it. I like your thinking. Okay, let's get right into today's action on this episode. And we start at Keeneland because on Friday, they wrap up their spring meet. It's just been a couple of weeks, but great racing. Everybody looks forward to this meet. Luis Saez, he's got the rider title wrapped up. As for the trainers, it is Wesley Ward, because I think he wins every 2-year-old race that there is. But
pretty much.
We've got Saez in here. He's got Delta's Kingdom. The horse has got obviously a shot in here. 9 Gun Society for Roger Atfield will be scratched out of this contest. But the one just to the inside there from post position 8 looks pretty darn good on paper.
Yeah, I'll get to her in a second. But, for me, the first thing I noticed, 1.5 miles, big time question mark for just about every horse in the field. But Delta's Kingdom hasn't won yet at that route, but from the 2 tries, 2nd and a 3rd, that's pretty good. So at least we know she can handle going that marathon distance. Warlike Goddess, yes, get to the headliner. She's 7-2 on the morning line. If I get 7-2, not going to happen, but if I did, I'd be salivating. I think she gets closer to maybe 9-5, even 8-5 in this race. Go back to the Orchid at Gulfstream Park. I thought she had no shot. Look how far back she is. I would say at least a good 7 off the leader. And you know what? She's just firing up right now. And I still, even at this point, she's starting to roll. I thought the Rapoli horse, Always Shopping, got too much of a jump on her. Always Shopping takes over the lead right now. Leparoux goes to work on the Daughter of English Channel. Watch the potent kick right here inside the final, say, 400 yards. Look at that. I thought she had no shot. She gets there right on time. Gets up by a nose. She hasn't run a bad race in her career. I mean, the race 2 back where, she was only 5th. I say only 5th. It's the only time she hasn't won. She still put in a decent enough effort. The fractions weren't necessarily in her favor. She doesn't have to be that far back. She can be a little bit closer, and I think she will be this time as they stretch out going 1 mile and an 1/8. Love the fact that trainer Bill Mott does well with horses that just came off a victory. And Julien Leparoux, speaking of coming off victories, he's won this race twice before. I think he makes it 3 coming up on Friday, Chad.
Warlike Goddess on paper definitely looks like the one to be. What a late kick she has got. Unbelievable. But I am hoping for one that raced against her in that very one where she was 5th. She finished just ahead of my horse, California Queen. But that was her first race here in North America. I think, and off the shelf, obviously. I think she'll be better served this time around, kind of, being used to this, climate here, how we do things. And I think Chad Brown will have this one ready to roll. The distance, not a problem. She's racing even further than this in Europe. And Chad Brown, 4 or 5 wins at the Keeneland meet have come on the turf. Those turf horses of his are starting to heat up. So California Queen for me. Jason's going to go with the 8 Warlike Goddess in here. But, on the outside of the gate, Jason, Court Return, horse we know very well from Woodbine, of course. If this mare could find a way to run to her E.P. Taylor form, where she was a good 2nd in that race, at a price, I mean, she could maybe sneak into the ticket, couldn't she?
You just never know, right? Keeneland's kind of a mini version of Saratoga, which is the official graveyard of favorites. But you get some surprises there at that Lexington, or I should say Kentucky Oval as well. And, just looking at Court Return, it took a while to, break through and get that maiden win. Then you're right. She was able to win the Eternal Search. and then that narrowly beaten second in the Grade 1 EP Taylor. Here's Josie Carroll's take on her horse and her chances.
Yeah, so we took court return down to Gulfstream off of the, sort of a career effort in the EP Taylor. Ran her twice down there at Gulfstream. Probably didn't get her dream trips. She sat a little closer than she likes to. So from there we took her over to Tampa, where she ran in the Hillsborough. This time she was coming from the back of the pack, which is where she likes to run from, but unfortunately didn't get through in time. Although she didn't finish in the money, she was really only beaten a length and a bit. So it was a pretty big effort. We were pretty happy with that. Then the decision was, do we lay her up, wait till there's some racing in Canada, or do we give her another shot? And with the Bewitched coming up at Keeneland, it looked like a nice spot for her to run. She came out of her races so well, was feeling so good, it just didn't seem to be the time to take a break. So we've taken her to Keeneland. It's a nice long race, should set up nicely for her. There's enough speed in there. There's some nice horses in there. We've got a top rider. We've got John Velasquez on her, who can certainly time a run. So we just go in there and hope to get lucky.
Thank you so much to the Hall of Famer, Josie Carroll, for those comments. Good luck to her and everybody else in that final graded stake to wrap up the spring meet from Keeneland. Let's move on. We'll go into Saturday now, and we'll switch venues. We'll go to the West Coast. We'll talk Santa Anita first here, Jason, as they play host to the Grade 2 Santa Margarita, going a mile and 1/8 for the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. A compact field. Board says it's a one-horse race with the two as time goes by. Clearly the one to beat in here, but there's a couple others that I think can maybe make some noise and make her work for it.
Yeah, possibly. And, you and I always try to beat the favorite, right? But as time goes by, 3-5, no surprise there. She ticks a lot of the boxes. This daughter of American Pharoah, Triple Crown winner, obviously, for that distinction. And a Sib as well, to 2 Grade 1 winners. Heck, she came the closest to Swiss Skydiver of anybody. That's back here for this affair. Let's go back to that Beholder Mile and show you Harvest Moon, who I think, wasn't all that bad, all things considered. Kind of pressed the pace. She did. 23, 46, and 4, 111. Then she just got tired. But interestingly enough, her trainer, Simon Callahan, said he was baffled by her effort, or lack thereof. I'm just going to chalk it up to a horse that, was on the sidelines for over 4 months. At least she's training well in the interim. I think she's got a chance to bounce back and surprise her trainer and prove to her trainer that she just needed one. I'm really hoping that is the case. So second time off the shelf, which is how she was able to win her first start of her career going back to last year. So Harvest Moon, I think she's mid-range, not even mid-range. I think she's probably 5-2. That's good enough for me. As time goes by, is going to be the huge, huge favorite in here. I get it. It's Smith. It's Baffert. It's a horse that was, closing ground on Swiss Skydiver, who, by the way, just did not get the trip last time out in the Apple Blossom. Harvest Moon for me, Chad. We got 3 coming back from the Beholder Mile, and we got 2 others that are coming out of that optional claimer / allowance event won by Crystal Ball.
Yeah, and you know what? And I think you're right. Harvest Moon, conditioning-wise, is going to be a lot better this time around. I like the American Pharoah filly, but there's another American Pharoah filly I like a little bit better. That's Pharaoh's Heart from the inside. Glatt, Rispoli doing the riding for the first time. Blinkers are on. Tried distance last time and was a solid second behind Crystal Ball. Good effort there. All 3 buyers so far in her career have been in the 90s. I think this one can step it up. I think she'll have no problem going a mile and 1/8. I like Pharaoh's Heart in that Grade 2 Santa Margarita. So those are our thoughts. We're both trying to beat that heavy favorite there. Let's go to the Bay Area, Porty, and we'll talk their graded stake. They've got a great Saturday program, great weekend, as we discussed with racing for them. Golden Gate Fields. Race number 9 on the program is the Grade 3 San Fran Mile, going a mile, of course, for the 3 and up $250,000 up for grabs in here. We've got a field of 8, a couple that come in with some impressive resumes, a couple of $600,000 plus earners in here, including the veteran of the group, Jason, Ohio.
We've got everything in this race, Chad. I mean, you've got the mare taking on the boys, keeper of the stars. You got Kiwi's Dream, who was in this race last year. Good speed, just got beat late. Taking a look at the field, 5 of the 8 shipping up from Southern California. 4 of the 8 like to be on or near the lead. So yes, it just might set the table for the elder statesman, Ohio, the 10-year-old. 3 things for certain in life, as they always say: death, taxes, and Ohio winning the Cotton Fitzsimmons Mile Handicap. Yes, named after the legendary Phoenix Suns coach from back in the day. Let's go to Turf Paradise, where Ohio was able to win this race for a 3rd consecutive year. That's all he does, show up and win this race in Ohio under the tutelage of trainer Mike McCarthy. He's got a pair in here. Ohio went Brazil, Argentina, and then North America, and this guy comes in feeling pretty good about himself, getting these 10-year-old legs a-moving, able to gobble up the turf there at Turf Paradise. And this is an Arizona record, by the way, winning this event for a 3rd consecutive year. I think it's the perfect primer. He's going to have pace to chase. He's won 11 of 36 lifetime. You talk about the distance, no problem going a flat mile. He's got 7 victories. Only thing is, I'm just not sure how he handles the Golden Gate turf course. But outside of that, what a story this horse is. A $50,000 claim from a couple seasons ago in 2018. And I guess 3 seasons ago now. But yeah, I think there's going to be a ton of pace in the race, Chad. And Ohio has a chance to gun them down. If I could have a backup play, Whisper Not for Baltus and Franco. This horse won his last race at Santa Anita, Chad, in a time of 1:33-1. Putting that in perspective, the Kilroe Mile went 2 races later, hit the road, won it in 1:34-2, a full second slower. Whisper Not also scares me. He could be the speed of the speed.
And he was a speedy runaway early on, and he held on, but he still came home in 23-4 his final quarter in that race. You know, I've got question marks with my horse as well as far as the Golden Gate Turf. It's Bordertown lining up next to you. I think Mandela's got himself a horse that comes in great form. Has been racing really well. Has hit the board in 3 straight to begin the year. Another one that's done very well at the distance. 2 wins, but 7 in the money finishes from 9 tries. You know, maybe hasn't been racing consistently in all these greatest stakes like perhaps some others, but has been keeping good company racing at Santa Anita and Del Mar and venues like that. I think Bordertown, with 5 works since his last race, he's healthy, he's in good shape, and he is going to be ready to go. And I agree, Jay. I think there's a lot of speed there to chase, and I'm hoping that both you and I can maybe make a run for that wire first down the lane. Right. So that is the Santa Margarita now. Or rather, the San Fran Mile. Now it's time for that. Yes, there we go. Little bet battle action. You know what? As we look back at what happened last week. So this was the allowance race that we did with Mighty Heart, Canada's Horse of the Year here. And he was a solid 3rd, right? I think he got 90 something for his buyer. Solid 3rd off the bench, so he could have himself a nice foil campaign. Problem is, the results that came in didn't help either you or I. No. Let's just move on. Okay, that's what I say every week. Awesome. You're taking a page out of my book. So we know the rules. Bankroll starts fresh, $25. Do with it whatever we want during the race. And this week's race, we talked about it. Racing switches from Aqueduct to Belmont Park. In early June, they'll be playing host, of course, to a big one, but a lot of great stakes races will come there. And it's going to be the elusive quality for $100,000 on the Widener Turf Course, going 7/8, Jason, on Saturday. A field of 8 in here. I think we picked a good one.
We picked a good one to celebrate because elusive quality back in the day, a serious racehorse, and not a huge field, but you got quite a few options in here. I look at this race, first thing that jumps off the page, no Lasix. Only 1 horse in this race has won without the anti-bleeding medication, and I know it was the first 3 starts of his career, but Therapist, I think, loves this course. He's 5-10 on the Widener at Belmont. He's 3 for 4 at this specialist 7/8 of a mile distance. I think he's going to get a perfect stocking style trip. He's going to pounce with Eric Cancel for Christophe Clement. Therapist for me at about 7-2. Love the price. Going to put him on top of a few horses there. I'm playing a try. 4 over the 1, 3, 5, and 6. That'll cost me $12. And then I'm going to bet 10 to win on Therapist. That's $22. I got an extra $3 hanging around. Cold Exacta. Therapist on top of Value Proposition, who could bounce back after just a subpar effort to wrap up last year racing in the Woodbine Mile. What about you?
You could have tossed that extra $3 my way. I'm sure I could find a way to blow it. in this. I'm getting tempted. It's almost to the point where I want to just do $2 to win on every horse in the race. Didn't quite get there just yet. But I actually am making a couple of different win bets. But let's talk exactas first. I'm going to play things around the 3 Casa Creed, a horse that, yes, hasn't won since 2019, but I think is racing pretty well. Last time wasn't beat much while finishing 6th in the Grade 1 Kilroe. But a horse, Royal Ship, came out of that race to win last weekend in the California in that Grade 2, albeit a different surface, but got 108 buyer for it. I'm hoping Casa Creed, can be a big player here for Mott and Alvarado. Hopefully Alvarado's all right. I like value proposition as well from the rail. Does very well off the shelf. And this is going to be his first race since the Woodbine Mile last fall for Chad Brown and Erad Ortiz. So I've got a win bet on that one as well. So a couple of win bets, couple of exactas, but mainly playing around the 3 Casa Creed in that race. So looking forward to that,
You didn't want to make a win bet
Jason.
on my horse?
No. But you know what? I've got him as a win candidate when I switched over the exacta. I've got him along with the 1 and 6. So, we'll see. Yeah. But no, it should be another good weekend. I'm looking forward to next weekend. Of course, we get to talk Oaks, we get to talk Derby, might even get to talk some harness racing. We'll see what comes up on the schedule as well. But that's going to do it for another edition of Racing Around the World presented by HPIbet. Thank you to the Hall of Famer Josie Carroll for her comments, and thank you to everybody tuning in. Good luck this weekend. Don't forget you can watch and wager through HPIbet. Big shout out to our producer, of course, behind the scenes, Luke Van Belkom. For Jason Porwando, I'm Chad Rosema. We'll see you next weekend.